back to my channel. Let's get back to the admin. If you haven't yet subscribed, please click the subscribe button and make sure you stay tuned with all our videos. So today I'm doing a very informal video. I'm basically gonna call it a vlog where I do a wig treatment for one of my clients. So I received 2 wigs from a client and they came like this, and we're first going to do a wig inspection so that you guys get into the feel of how to do a wig inspection. So first and foremostly, your wigs are not supposed to be in a plastic bag. They should be ideally in a satin silk bag when you deliver them. Keeping your wigs in a plastic bag is definitely not healthy, so let's just open it up and see what's in there. Okay, so I've got 2 wigs over here. Let's start with this one. So here I'm going to estimate, right? Obviously the wig is not in good shape, as you guys can see. It's not the perfect shape, but this one is not that bad, alright? You can see it does need a major treatment to it. It's got the curls at the bottom, so it's almost like a body wave, okay? And then it's quite heavy. It's quite heavy, as you guys can see. So when I flip it over, you can see here that they used a very heavy material cap. I wouldn't advise these because these are not breathable and they catch a lot of sweat, right? So here you can see that maybe she did this for comfort, for something that she doesn't have to use adjustable straps, because it doesn't have adjustable straps. So maybe it's just like very snug, it fits perfectly on her, and they just use like those very small one-way closures. I don't ideally recommend these, but obviously different things work for different people, and certain circumstances call for, like maybe she was running low on budget at that time. But yeah, there's her closure. There's no significant damage as of yet that we can see, but the wig is with the very good treatment will wake this wig up. Also, let's project the age. This might be a new wig, right, that has just been worn continuously. It hasn't been really taken care of. From what we can see, it's not that bad. It's not bad, but this is not how your wigs are supposed to be looking like. If your wigs look like this, then definitely they're not going to last very long. And a wig that is maybe even 7 months old can almost look like it's 2-3 years old, right? So be very, very careful. Don't allow your wigs to be like this all the time. Let's open up the second wig. So I've taken out the second wig, and the second wig is not in good shape, according to me, right? If you look at the wig just generally, it does not look healthy. It doesn't have any life to it. It's very stale, right? Very, 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 very stale. You can also see there that there's a lot of heat damage that has taken place there. You can almost see 2 colors. You can see a lighter brown and then almost like a more dark brunette brown on the inside. So you can see it's undergoing a lot of heat damage, right? It could be the sun, it could be flat ironing without using a heat protective spray. Also, yeah, I've noticed there's a bit of patching. Alright, a bit of patching, which means that the closure might be worn out or they're not taking care of it, right? When you have a closure, you're not supposed to be, even when you comb out your hair, you have to be gentle, because remember that the closure part is very, very sensitive, right? It's not like your tracks. And then also, she doesn't have a defined line in her closure. Her wig it has a line going down, but the line is very, very, very bad. And I'll stick a picture somewhere so that you can actually see what it looks like. So when you just look at the general hair has lost life. I also assume the way the strands are, it's either she's been applying the incorrect maybe serum, right, or moisturizing with something that's not ideal for the actual Brazilian / Peruvian hair, whatever you choose to call it. Let's just open it up on the inside and see what's going on the inside. So first problem that I see here is the adjustment that's been made here on the closure. So they've literally sewn like a tiny line. So either here the closure tore, or something happened on the other side that prompted them to try and seal it, right? This is an absolute no-no. When your closure gets damaged, you just need to buy a new one. You replace closures. This is not what you're supposed to be doing to your closure. When you open up your wig, you're supposed to have a normal closure. This is not allowed, okay? So that's the first problem that I see here on the inside. And then when I check, this was obviously hand sewn. So I'm not too judgy on the hand sewing, but I can see there was a couple of adjustments. I can see that it was woven on the inside over here. There's some yellow thread running on the inside. So I'm not sure if what was happening on the inside, but yeah. The second problem are the adjustable bands. So the client doesn't actually use these adjustable bands at these points where you're supposed to use. She's tied a knot right before that. So it's either the wig doesn't fit properly, it's not snug, it's not like comfortable enough, so she had to secure it further by pulling these. But another big problem I see, they tried to put in an elastic band, and the elastic band was done very, very clumsy. Look at that, look at that, look at that. So it was a matter of, oh, it's not secure, it's very loose, just try to add something, and the adjustable band goes over the adjustable strands, and it's very untidy. It's very untidy. Your wig is not supposed to look like this on the inside, right? It's supposed to be very smooth, very clean, very, like, it shouldn't be this complicated. Why would you have a wig like this? Okay, already you're paying so much for this hair, you cannot have like cheap work going in on the inside. So definitely this needs to be undone and redone, and this is not allowed. Right, this is not allowed. I highly suggest that you have maybe the elastic band running from this side to this side, and then you have adjustable combs to secure it. This and this is not allowed. This is very clumsy. If maybe done nicely and neatly, it would have looked better, but yeah, you can see the client was definitely struggling to keep the wig on her head. So let's get into our wig treatments. I'm back with the items that you guys are going to need for your wig treatment / washes. And this is just like basic. Obviously, I have certain products I use for my clients who do like deluxe treatments, and I have luxury and deluxe treatments, and they differ with the type of products that I use for the treatments. But this is just like the basic stuff that I'm going to show just for our particular video, and let's get into it, and you can afford most of these things. So first, you're going to need a wig conditioning bag. So this conditioning bag is for conditioning your actual hair. Once you've washed your wig, thoroughly washed it, that is, you are going to then apply your conditioner onto the wig, and then you're going to place your wig into this wig bag for a good 3 to 4 hours, right? So I think I might have shown you this. If you guys would like to purchase this, then you guys can just go along to our Instagram shop. It's not per se a shop, but our Instagram profile. It's Installs by Ruth, and then you can literally buy this from us if you would like to have this conditioning bag. The next thing that you guys are going to need are any shampoos. I know a lot of people have like Tresemme, so I have here this Keratin Expert Keratin Smooth with lower sulfates, right? And you can use these kinds of shampoos. I think these are like 100 rand. Okay, I have a lot, so I can't remember the exact price. And then if you don't like that and you want to use something with no parabens and no sulfates, you can use these, right? Also, I got these from Diskin, this Brazilian keratin brand. And then what you're also going to need further are any detangle combs. I have some from Sorbet, and I also have like my general comb to just comb it out, detangle the hair first, and before I actually start washing it. Next, you are going to need, this is so important, okay? This right here you definitely need for drying out your wigs. Just cut it open over there. Okay. I'm not gonna assemble it right now. I'm just gonna show you what it looks like. Alright. Open it up over there. Oh. How do I take this thing out? So we have here a mannequin drying like kind of head structure. So this is a mannequin head, as you guys can see, but it's literally for drying your wigs. I highly advise that you don't place your wigs outside. Like some people will put it on the line, it gets heat damage. So if you go out to wash your wig and you put it out on the line in the sun, you'll probably find that by the time you take it off, like the color has literally changed. It'll be like a lighter brown because it's undergone some heat damage. So let me just quickly open this up. Okay, this mannequin hair dry thing we also have. You just go onto our Instagram profile on Installs by Ruth, you'll see. So we sell this thing for 650. Okay, there it is. So what you basically do, it comes with attachments. You put your hair dry over here, and it has these attachments just to secure your mannequin head. You place your wig on top, obviously, and then you'd use all these attachments. It comes with attachments inside, so everything is there. Everything that you need is already there. Okay, I wonder what this is for, but I'll figure it out now. You can just use this, and it also comes with the table clamp. So if you need this, log on to our page. Okay, let's move into the actual wash. So here's the wig over here. I'm just gonna take my comb and brush it out gently. Okay, detangle any knots if there are any knots. So just a good brush before I place it in the water and add shampoo. So this wig is, however, very dry, right? But just give it a nice brush, a kind brush, before you wash it. You don't want to wash something to only find out that it has knots inside, okay? It's not going to be nice trying to sort out the knots. So it must be a fresh wash. Okay, I think that's good enough. I'm gonna be extra gentle on the closure part. As I told you, you can see there's no defined closure parting and there's patching over there. So we don't want to further damage it. Okay. Let's move into the wash. Just running it in some water a little bit, okay? Getting some water going in there, right? Then take my keratin, smooth. Just gonna massage that in there. Massage your shampoo into the actual lace of your closure, right? Clean it up as much as you can. Also get rid of like sweat. You know, you get like odors from sweat. You don't want that in a wig, okay? So you always also wash the closure, but you're always gentle. See, I'm not applying too much pressure. I am being gentle. Plus, remember, this closure is damaged, okay? So I'm doing my best to be nice. I also like to apply a shampoo on the actual wig net, right? Because a lot of sweat gets stuck, especially when you don't have a wig that's like properly made, okay, and doesn't get washed. You want to make sure you're getting rid of any kind of funny odors in there, right? Your wig is supposed to always be smelling so good, right? So you need to give it a regular wash. This is also good to just deal with any like dirt that may be stuck there on the tracks that you can't necessarily reach from the flip side of the wig. So this is what we do. You can apply a bit of pressure on this side, right? Because it is the tracks. But make sure it's done thoroughly. Okay, don't rush. Massage it in as best as you can. You just massage it in, right? You can see the shampoo is like brown, right? That's the dirt coming out. It's the dirt coming out. See how dirty this wig is. Do you guys see how dirty this wig is? Right, and I haven't put it back into the water, but do you see that this wig needed a good wash, right? Right, would you look at that, right? Make sure you deal with the wig cap. Just massage it in circular motions. Do you see the dirt coming out of that wig? Right? I always advise my clients, if you're the type of person, this particular client apparently wears wigs like every day. Your wigs need to get washed at least once every 2 weeks. If you're wearing the same wig like on a weekly basis and you know that you sweat a lot, you have to wash it like regularly. Look, I haven't submerged the wig, but the water's already brown, right? You cannot be wearing a wig and not consistently washing it, right? It's as good as anything else. You wash your wigs, okay? Just doing that in circular motions again to try to get rid of any dirt that's caught up in the tracks that we can't necessarily clean from the flip side of the wig. Okay. Well, that's just us cleaning on the inside, right? I do apply a little bit more pressure because this is not the closure part and it's just the wig cap and the tracks. Try to get as much dirt off the wig as I can. Right. So water is very, very dirty, guys. So we're gonna definitely have to give this wig another thorough wash with shampoo because it's definitely in need of some special care. I'll just flip over this wig. Right. Then what I'm gonna do is take this and try to comb it as gently as I can, right? And submerge it under the water to see if it will help, and it does help. Right, you guys can see this wig. I'm probably gonna wash it 3 times with just basic shampoo because it really, really is dirty. So I'm gonna continue with this, and then we're gonna be back on the flip side. So for the second wig, guys, I'm not struggling to get the shampoo onto the hair strands, and they are rather behaving. Like I said, I highly suspect that this is a new wig because it wasn't in bad, like very bad condition, but you can just see that the owner is not washing it regularly, so it ages faster when you take bad care of it, but you can still see. So the hair definitely, the hair texture also feels very different to the other wig. So this was the first wig I had presented, but I washed the second wig first. Yeah, so this one is definitely not giving me too much of a hassle. Just gonna have to pour water in once again, and then we wash it and be back. The issue maybe for this one is just the wig cap. The wig cap is very thick, so I have to wash the inside very thoroughly so that we avoid to just remove any odors that might be there, sweat that got stuck in there between the actual wig cap and the track. So always make sure you're doing your wig inspection, so you understand exactly how to wash your clients' wigs, and so that they also happy. I'm not going to give you a wig and when it comes back it's not washed thoroughly or it still smells or something like that. But yeah, you need to learn how to differentiate. So this one is definitely not as problematic, but the wig cap is going to give us a bit of work. So with this second wig over here, like I said, it has a very thick wig cap. I'm not sure what type of material was used here, but it's very, very thick. So obviously you need to be very generous with your shampoo, but as you guys can see, as I'm massaging that shampoo into this wig cap, a lot of dirt is coming out, right? I'm assuming it's like a viscose material because it's stretchy and it's quite hard, right? This is not the ideal wig cap that I would use, because this is definitely catching in the dirt and it's keeping it in the wig, right, between the actual tracks and the wig cap. So just look at that. Just look at that. So avoid using the wrong wig cap when making your wigs, and even if you use this kind of material, make sure that you're always washing your wigs. If you're wearing this wig every day, can you imagine the amount of sweat that is getting poured up? Okay, so I go and I massage it everywhere, right? Want to make sure we get all that dirt that's stuck in there off of the wig and the wig cap, right? We want a wig that smells good. We want a fresh wig cap, right? So go out there and be generous with your products. Don't cheat your clients when you wash. Give it a good wash and massage it in, okay? Massage it in, rub it in if you have to. See how dirty it is, right? So also be mindful of the wig caps that you use when making your clients' wigs. So gents, we're back. So I can't find my mixing bowl, so we're going to be using this mixing cup that I've got from Click's Basics cup. It was 10 rand, I think, on sale. My sister already bought off. So I'm just gonna put my silicone mix into this little jar that is pretty small, but I'm gonna fill it up, and then it's gonna allow me to also be able to measure how much product I actually use and how much of silicone mix or moisturizer do you actually need when you're gonna put your wig into the conditioning bag. So this runs up to I think it says 50, I don't know if that's ounces or what, but it's 120 milliliters. And let's just predict it goes a little bit over up until 130 millimeters. So pretty small, but it's good enough. I'll also be using this brush to actually apply the conditioner or silicone mix onto the wigs. I feel like it's better than actually using my fingers, just to make sure that every strand of hair has a good amount of mixture before I put it in my silicone bag. Let's get into it. I've also just put in a plastic covering over here because I want to put my wigs directly over there, and then I'm just gonna apply the mixture on the base of the plastic to avoid like wetting the towel, etc, etc, etc. So let's get into it. So I'm at the stage where I'm going to condition this. Like, this is where it's at, the conditioning of the hair. I just took this little comb. I just want to try comb the hair out a little bit. Okay, I'm doing it gently. I'm not sure if you can see. Just deal with any funny knots. Okay. Let's do this. Just gently, okay? Remember, this closure was very bad. A couple of knots, but I should ideally be using a detangling comb. I'm going to start on the inside, so I'm basically going to take my brush, right? Dip it into my mix. I'm going to start applying. Like I said, it's more effective to do it with a brush, because in that way you know that you've got majority of the product onto the hair. Okay, with your hands you can't really run through the product effectively, but I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. Right, and I'm trying to run it straight from the tracks. It's important to get it on these ends, especially, you know, at the back where, let me just turn around so you guys can see what I'm doing. Especially at the back of the wig, this is where it knots up the most, because this hair is not exposed, it's always under, and people don't thoroughly brush their hair at the back, okay? So like I said, this is for maximum use. There you go. You also need to project how much product you'll use, okay? Obviously you might not know when you're starting off, but you need to know that, okay, I use maybe 200 mils on an 8 to 10 inch wig, so that you're able to also calculate your variable cost or cost to actually run the surface. So I definitely love this method where I use the brush, very smooth, free flowing, It allows you to make sure that every strand is covered before you put it in the conditioning bag. So I'm going to continue to do this, right? And I'm also going to condition the lace, okay, before I put this in the bag. Individually, so I can just add product, right, to avoid like skipping gaps, and then when I'm done, I'm gonna go over the whole wig again with more product. Okay, I'm just doing this to make sure I don't miss anything. The wig right now and applied my mix, and I'm just going to take this wig gently and place it into the conditioning bag. I don't want to roll it up too much, but I'm going to directly put it in there. Okay, and then I'm going to do the second wig, and we're going to put it in here, and we're going to place it on the plug, and I'm going to let that like, I don't want to say brew, but 2 to 3 hours, let it cook. The guide does, however, say like 10 to 15 minutes, but I want like a longer treat. So let's get into the second wig, and then we're going to plug our conditioning bag into the plug, and then we're good to go. Placing the second wig in here, so you can almost like fit 3 wigs in this conditioning bag, right? Let me just clean my hands, and then I can just wipe them. Then I'm gonna clean up my station. I prefer that we clean up, and then I'm gonna go plug in this conditioning bag. So avoid using this around water, right? Do this. Going to quickly close that. So ideally, depending on type of wig, the density, you can literally place 3 wigs and then condition them at the same time, right? How clever is that? Like, that's like save time, save money, save cost. So let me just clean up my station, then I'll be back. So just to avoid having like really long videos, I've already plugged this in, and I'll do my part 2 video of how I actually dry and style the wigs for you guys. But I think that is it for this video. I've put in my conditioning bag and switched it on. I've put it on high. As you guys can see, there's 3 settings. There's an off button, well, not an off button per se, but an off tag, a low and a high, and you can just select what you need. And see you guys in our next video. I hope you guys enjoyed what I brought you today, and that maybe this will help you in your own little business, or just for like any random person who wants or who usually does their own treatments.